Reaching you live from our studio in Lagos, Nigeria, this is iBrand News Now. Coming up, unknown gunmen attack residents of Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho. Governor Nyesom Wike says integrity of Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalle now at stake following his defection from PDP. Burkina Faso's President Roch Kabore assumes role of defense minister in the cabinet reshuffle. Naira depreciates across forex markets as crypto investors lose over $40.35 billion US. Many thanks for joining us here. Here are some stories making headlines at this hour. My name is Margaret Opara. Now, the President Muhammadu Buhari says neither ethnicity nor religion is to blame for Nigerians' inherent injustice. The President spoke recently while receiving members of the Muhammadu Buhari/OSINBAJO MBO Dynamic Support Group who visited State House Abuja to present a compendium of 5 years' achievements of the administration. The President went into the trajectory of his struggles to get justice at the court after disputed results of presidential elections in 2003, 2007 and 2011, submitting that people who ruled against him were of his own ethnic stock and religious persuasion, while those who stood for him were of other faiths and ethnicity. Meanwhile, the government says the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, NNAMDI KANU, will not be denied a fair trial. This is according to the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who spoke at a press conference in Abuja on Thursday on the rearrest of the IPOD leader. The minister stated that KANU was rearrested through efforts of Nigerian security and intelligence agencies who collaborated with some countries he failed to mention. And now the Vice President Yemi OSINBAJO says the insecurity bedridden Nigeria will give way for a peaceful country. He spoke at a one-day peace and security summit with the theme, Nigerians' Insecurity, the Church Response in the 21st Century, which was organized by Christian Association of Nigeria in Kaduna State. The Vice President
are weighed down by the troubles and challenges our nation is going through currently. We must see them as the anguish and the sorrows of a nation going through a birth process. Every great nation that exists today has gone through their birth pangs. When our peaceful and secure nation is born, we will remember the anguish and the sorrows no more.
Insecurity in Nigeria is growing every day. The more we talk, as if sometimes when we finish talking, we ignite even another new problem. So let's find more strategies, new strategy. And that's why we advise government that they shouldn't think that only experts have solution. Experts don't have solution. There are ordinary people on the street who seems to have solution, but their voices have been shut up, or they have been forced to keep quiet, or they are scared, being intimidated.
Now, in the quest for return of peace in Imo State after recent attacks by unknown gunmen, the Christian Association of Nigeria organized a special prayer rally. The state chairman of the C.A.N, Divine H.A., spoke on the importance of the unity prayer rally.
Programs and our preparation. We also want to use this opportunity and this medium to invite all to come for this unity prayer rally, prayer meeting. Because when there is no peace, your hotel will be closed. When there is no peace, the the secretariat will be closed. When there is no peace, all high institutions will be closed. When there is no peace, the churches will be closed. People will not see people to carry even for road transport officers. That is why we are inviting everyone in Imo State to please make out time to attend this prayer rally, because it's going to be a very, 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 very wonderful and golden opportunity for us to present our matter to God. And I want to trust and I want to believe that God will hear our prayer.
What we began to see some 2 months ago or 3 months ago was something that, captured the elements of violence. Even though it has been happening severally in so many places in Nigeria, but we saw a different kind of violence. shedding of blood, kidnapping, and all kinds of things. The Bible says in the book of Isaiah chapter 60 verse 18, violence shall not be had in your land, neither wasting nor destruction in your borders, but your walls shall be called salvation.
Now, unknown gunmen has attacked the residence of Oloye Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho, at Soka area of Ibadan. The attack, which happened at the early hours of today at about 1 a.m., was said to have rendered 7 occupants lifeless, while the wife of Igboho was also kidnapped during the attack. All efforts to speak to the self-acclaimed Yoruba activists proved abortive. But the leader of the umbrella body of Yoruba self-determination groups, Ilano Omo Odwa of Professor Banjo Akitoye, in a statement confirmed that gunmen killed 7 occupants in the building and whisked Igboho's wife and several others away. According to him, the pro-Yoruba Nation rally scheduled to hold on Saturday, July 3rd in Lagos will proceed as scheduled in spite of the attack. Now, the Independent Electoral Commission, Oyo State, has disclosed that the continuous voter registration process has introduced a dedicated portal for online registration. INEC notes that the process shall be followed by commencement of physical CVR at all other registration centers, which is in addition to online registration. Barrister Mutiu Adegoke, the resident electoral commissioner, made this known during a media briefing with journalists in Ibadan.
This year CVR exercise is unique, as the equipment for the exercise is a new registration machine called the INEC Voter Enrollment Device, IVED, which is built around the concept of a tablet computer. This will replace the laptop-based old direct data capture machine, DDCM, that we were using before now. In Oyo State, however, we have over 700,000 PVCs yet to be collected since the last registration exercise. With this figure, there are those that are transferred to another state or location, those that are dead and those that are yet to collect their PVCs respectively. Let me seize this opportunity to implore those who are yet to collect their PVCs to use this golden opportunity of CVR exercise to get their PVCs. The essence of this activity are for major 2 reasons. First, to reduce overcrowding at our registration centers, especially in the context of COVID-19 pandemic. Second, as a result of the prevailing security situation in the country, Oyo State is not an exception. At the end of the day, it makes registration processes generally easier, thereby giving the electorate a pleasant electoral experience.
Now, as the House of Representatives begins the process of establishing the Sustainable Development Fund and its administrative board, stakeholders have expressed mixed reactions to some aspects of the proposal. The bill was sponsored by Honorable Abdul Razak NNAMDI from ADAMAWA State with the aim of ensuring effectiveness in the operations and the activities of the Sustainable Development Goals as it's done globally. It was supported by the House leadership, hence this public hearing to aggregate views from stakeholders in order to provide a legislative framework for each stakeholders keyed into the proposal but made some recommendations.
Economic wherewithal, there must be funding, because you do not create goals in isolation. You must back it up with funding to achieve those goals. And this is what this bill is about. The bill is timely, and I hope the stakeholders have carefully looked into it and identified some benefits embedded in it, as it will increase productivity, waste minimization, full participation, and fair distribution of projects for development in Nigeria.
We have the view that instead of a new management board, OSINBAJO, which has overall mandate of coordinating the implementation and reporting of the SDG in Nigeria to the United Nations, should be strengthened to deliver the better on the same mandate by increasing its funding through appropriation, as we have done in MDG through the Debt Relief Gain and Virtual Poverty Fund.
The National Population Commission wishes to state as below. The proposal to establish a revenue to drive the raising of sustainable fund for the support of implementation of priority interventions and programs across relevant sectors at national, state, and community levels to achieve the SDG is timely, is relevant, and it's acceptable.
This bill is a challenge to us to test our commitments to ensuring the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals in Nigeria. There is no doubt a need to define a structure and a legal framework for its efficiency, effectiveness, accountability, and sustainability.
Away from that, in other news, a fire outbreak that started in the early hours has raged down a store that contains hospitals, bed, mattresses, and other valuable items worth millions of naira at a specialist hospital in Yola, the Adamawa state capital. The fire department was quickly contacted, but all efforts to save the building by the firefighters was unsuccessful, as nothing could be salvaged from the building. Eyewitnesses narrated that their account of what led into the inferno.
Do their best to control the fire. Fire brigade 1, 2, 3, up to 5, and the thing is not controlled. Up to now, we see the light. So some say that the chemical there inside the house, and a lot of things. And they say even NEPA light is not there. They say the chemical are the thing that worst are the thing, because fire brigade do their best. See this only single room, 5 fire brigade cannot control the issue. So that is what is happening, and we don't know actually.
We just there inside area, we see fire. So now we run, come to see where the thing happen. So we can't see now for general hospital. So we just enter. After we come, before fire service came. So then when they put water as well with the thing can reduce.
9 o'clock, and I was informed by some of our staff that there was fire outbreak in the hospital. So we started calling the fire service departments, and before we even came, they arrived. So when I came in, I saw our store, one of our store, on fire. And this is a store where we keep our mattresses and beds and some other items inside.
Now, the Kaduna State High Court is expected to on Thursday resume the trial of the embattled leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim ELZAKZAKY, and his wife Zinat. ELZAKZAKY and his wife are standing trial on an 8-count charge bordering on alleged culpable homicide, unlawful assembly, and disruption of public peace, among others. During the last sitting on May 25th, the prosecuting counsel, Dari Bayero, finally rested his case by presenting his last witness, thereby bringing the total number of witnesses called by the prosecution to 15. Now, among the witnesses who testified against the IMN leader were 2 army officers, a retired director of State Security Service, SSS police officers, and a medical doctor. Counsel to the defendant, Femi Falana, had earlier filed a no-case submission and asked the court to dismiss the charges leveled against them, as there was no criminal case so far that has been established against the defendants by the Kaduna state government. Now, the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom WIKE, says the credibility and integrity of the Zamfara State Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalle'S is now at stake following his defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. He said the preoccupation of any governor who means well for his state ought to be the delivery dividends of democracy to the citizenry and not to join the APC that has failed Nigerians. Governor WIKE says all these spineless governors and politicians will succumb to threats and blackmail of the ruling APC to join the party or risk persecution. And according to him, only governors who cannot perform the camp to APC, primarily to seek protection from a party that is allegedly fighting corruption. Meanwhile, the Independent National Election Commission, INEC, has disclosed its online continuous voter registration, ZVR, has received 92,845 online applicants nationwide within 48 hours of resumption. The commission stated that as early as 7 a.m., 114,577 accounts were created by registrants. They added that of the 92,845 applications received, 63,437 were for new voter pre-registration, while 997 of the applications were requests for uncollected permanent voters' cards. On Monday, 28th of June 2021, INEC commenced online voter registration to prepare voter cards for the 2023 elections. Now we'll take a breather there. Up next is African News. Stay with us. And now, South Africa's top court on Thursday reaffirmed an earlier ruling that President Cyril Ramaphosa did not deliberately mislead lawmakers about donations to his 2017 campaign to lead the ruling party. The public protector and anti-graft watchdog had been unhappy with last year's ruling by High Court, which found that Ramaphosa did not, as alleged, intentionally mislead Parliament about fundraising and donations. This included 500,000 rand deposited into Ramaphosa's son and Dale's account. The case has been seen as proxy war between two rival factions within the ruling African National Congress, ANC, one supporting Ramaphosa, the other former President Jacob Zuma, who was sentenced to 15 months in jail on Tuesday for failing to appear at corruption inquiry. Meanwhile, Burkina Faso's President Roch Kabore has taken over the role of defense minister in the cabinet reshuffle aimed at stopping a wave of jihadist attacks that has plagued the West African country in recent years, according to a presidential decree on Wednesday. Groups linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State, originally based in neighboring Mali, have embedded themselves across north and eastern Burkina Faso, launching regular attacks on civilians, including one this month that killed more than 130 people, the worst in a year. Pressure has increased on Kabore to win back control and end humanitarian crisis in which more than 1 million people have been displaced by violence. Leading opposition politicians have demanded the resignation of the government and called for a demonstration this weekend against what they say is the government's inability to deal with crisis. Now, moving on to the foreign scene, Pope Francis and Lebanon's Christian leaders began a summit on Thursday to discuss how religion can help the country overcome its worst crisis since its civil war ended in 1990. Francis and the patriarchs of Lebanon's various Christian groups walked from Santa Marta residence, where he lived, into St. Peter's Basilica. The Pope, dressed in his white cassock, and the leaders, dressed in black, lit candles and prayed before the tomb of St. Peter under the basilica's main altar. The Maronite, Greek Orthodox, Armenian, Syrian Orthodox, and Protestant churches were among those represented. Now, Hong Kong deployed a heavy police presence to the streets on Thursday to prevent any protests on the anniversary of the city's return to Chinese rule, as its acting leader said the national security law had brought order to the city after chaos. In many districts, there was a palpable security presence with police vans, water cannon trucks, armored vehicles, and police units patrolling. Parts of Victoria Park on Hong Kong Island, where the annual march normally kicks off, were shut down to prevent any public processions or public meetings from taking place. In the morning, Hong Kong's acting leader, John Lee, said in speech that the authorities would continue to take a steady stance to protect national security. Now, up next is Sports with Chidechi Chidieze.
Welcome to the Sports Update. I am Chidechi Chidieze. Now, Borussia Dortmund have confirmed that an agreement has been reached with Manchester United for the sale of Jadon Sancho for a fee of £73.2 million. Dortmund CEO Hans-Joachim Watzke said in a statement that it was Sancho's express wish to change, although Dortmund would have liked to keep him. He added that they are not happy about the money, but sad that he is leaving. The switch will make the England international the second most expensive English player of all time behind his fellow international player and soon-to-be teammate Harry Maguire. The 21-year-old was part of Manchester City's academy before joining Dortmund in 2017, and the Premier League champions will be due a cut of the transfer fee. And on the boxing scene, Tyson Fury's WBC title could be targeted by the winner of Efe Ajagba versus Frank Sanchez in a crucial clash of the undefeated heavyweight contenders. Fury defends his WBC heavyweight belt in a third fight with Deontay Wilder, and the undercard has now been confirmed, with Ajagba and Sanchez also risking the world title ambitions on July the 24th. Ajagba, currently ranked as number 9 by the WBC, can take a big step towards Fury with a victory over Sanchez, who sits at number 13 in the same rankings. I have been patiently waiting for this opportunity to showcase my skills, Ajagba said in an interview, adding that his fans and critics can expect to see more jabs, head movements, footwork, and power in both hands in his bout against Frank Sanchez on the 24th of July. And that's all for now on Sports Update. Margaret, it's all yours now.
Many thanks, Judechi. And up next is business news. And now in business news, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde declared his government has in its first years increased the state's internally generated revenue by close to 15 billion naira without increasing taxes. The governor, who stated this at the 41st Omo Ajorosun Day celebration in Ibadan, also took out time to educate his main challenger in the 2019 election, Mr. Bayo Adelabo, and opposition elements on the essence of the alternative project funding approach, APFA, for his administration. The governor said within the first 2 years we increased the IDR by close to 15 billion naira. We did it without raising taxes. We did it by just appealing and bringing more people into the tax net. Now, the Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Melek Kyari, on Wednesday announced that the oil firm saved over $1 billion of the cost that would have been built in on the top of petroleum products import into Nigeria. NNPC is the country's sole importer of petrol for more than 3 years running and is currently subsidizing the commodity, dispensing it to marketers at a subsidized rate, while dealers sell at between 162 naira per litre to 165 naira per litre. Speaking in Abuja, Kyari said NNPC was able to get petrol at pumps at about 256 naira per litre, whereas the cost of commodity would have been about 290 naira per litre. He explained that since the cost of diesel is currently 280 naira per litre, the price of petrol would have been 10 naira higher than diesel price, but that NNPC had been able to bring it into Nigeria at about 256 naira per litre. The corporation's boss, however, noted that despite the fact that NNPC was bringing in commodity at the 256 naira per litre rate, it had maintained the cost to marketers at about 160 naira per litre. Meanwhile, the National Pension Commission has stated that the federal government has given an order to clear the outstanding pensions of its retirees under the contributory pension scheme. PENCOM said this on Wednesday in a statement titled Presidential Approval for Payment of Outstanding Pension Liabilities under the Contributory Pension Scheme. It informed all its stakeholders, particularly retirees of Treasury-funded ministers, federal minister departments and agencies, that the President, Muhammadu Buhari, had approved PENCOM's submission on the payment of some critical aspects of the outstanding pension liabilities of the federal government under the contributory pension scheme. And still in business news, the exchange rate between the Naira and the US dollar closed at 411 Naira to a dollar at the official I and E window. Naira depreciated against the US dollar on Wednesday to close at 411.5 Naira to a dollar compared to 410.83 to a dollar rate recorded on Tuesday, 29 June 2021. The exchange rate also depreciated against the US dollar to parallel market to close at 503 Naira to a dollar compared to 502 Naira to a dollar recorded on Tuesday. The drop in the value of the Naira may be attributed to the activities of speculators and lower liquidity at the forex market. Meanwhile, crypto investors lost about $40.35 billion US on Thursday morning as the market dipped by 2.81% to bearish sentiment resulting from recent regulatory scrutiny witnessed by the industry. We'll take a short break now. We'll come back for entertainment news. Stay with us.
You're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes? I have a solution for you. Really? Mm-hmm.
If you sabi cook the banga, you're not going to enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga efo riro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extract for tasty African.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash.
Many thanks for staying with us. This is Entertainment News. My name is Success Kemenis. Now, Prince Harry has never been shy about his love for children, so it's no surprise that the Duke of Sussex made sure to attend this year's World Child Awards held in London. Even though Harry's stay in the UK is expected to be quite brief, the young prince made sure to participate in all the merriment of the Little Garden event. The 2021 ceremony was quite an intimate affair, given social distancing protocol. Having already completed his 5-day quarantine in Windsor, Harry was cleared to join other charity patrons, including Ed Sheeran, to spend time chatting with each award recipient and their families during the afternoon tea and celebration. Usually a grander affair, the Duke of Sussex, who is a long-time patron of the charity for seriously ill children, still managed to join the private garden party to help celebrate remarkable children, youth and carers from across the United Kingdom. Now moving on, veteran Nollywood actress C.A.N. George has just announced the death of her dear mother on social media. The actress, in an update shared on her Instagram page, said her mother passed away during the early hours of today. Now, George, in a short note that accompanied series of photos she posted, explained that her deceased mum was the strongest woman she knew. Her post read, "I lost my precious mother this morning. She was the strongest woman I know. Rest in peace, aka Shine. May God keep your soul till we meet again." The post was received with concern from her fans and colleagues in the entertainment industry. I pray that you find it in your heart to bear this great loss indeed. Margaret, over to you.
Thank you so much, Success Kemenis. And on that note, we call news now a wrap. Please don't forget to follow all our social media platforms, like, subscribe, drop a comment for us on the comment section. My name is Margaret Opera. Bye for now.